Life on the NASCAR track is always intense, but this week was especially heated. After a heated incident between Chase Elliott and Denny Hamlin, NASCAR had to step in. Before jumping onto the video, show us some support by smashing that subscribe button and like today's video. It was announced today that NASCAR star Chase Elliott has been suspended for one race for intentionally wrecking fellow driver Denny Hamlin during the Coca-Cola 600. The incident occurred with only 5 laps remaining in the race when Elliott made contact with Hamlin's car, sending him into the wall and forcing the race into overtime. At Charlotte Motor Speedway, Elliott and Hamlin were racing side by side when, on lap 186, Hamlin pressed Elliott, causing Elliott to brush the wall. Hamlin's num.11 Toyota was rear-ended by Elliott's num.9 Chevrolet as he veered to the left, sending Hamlin flying into the outside wall. Hamlin then spun out and ended up in the grass. Following the crash, Elliott's car was deemed beyond repair and Hamlin's was damaged, forcing both competitors to sit out the rest of NASCAR's longest race. Elliott will miss the Enjoy Illinois 300 at Worldwide Technology Raceway on Sunday. The Hendrick Motorsports driver will have missed 7 races so far this year. Prior to the March 5th race in Las Vegas, NASCAR's most popular driver missed 6 races earlier this year after fracturing his tibia in a skiing accident in Colorado. Hendrick Motorsports said it will not appeal the suspension, and Corey LaJoie will replace Elliott in the num.9 Chevrolet this weekend at Gateway, outside of St. Louis. "We understand NASCAR's need to maintain consistency in its officiating," Hendrick Motorsports said in a statement. The incident has been a source of controversy among NASCAR fans and drivers alike. Many have argued that Elliott's punishment was too harsh given the circumstances, while others feel that it was a fitting penalty for his reckless driving. Regardless, Elliott and his team will have to regroup and prepare for the next race without their star driver. After the race, which Ryan Blaney won, Hamlin expressed his intense displeasure with Elliott's action. "I got right rear hooked in the middle of the straightaway," Hamlin told reporters on Monday. "It's a tantrum, and he shouldn't be racing next week. Right rear hooks are absolutely unacceptable." Hamlin compared his incident to the October one between Bubba Wallace and Kyle Larson, where the former was suspended for 1 week for deliberately wrecking the latter in the Las Vegas playoff race. Senior Vice President of Competition Elton Sawyer said Tuesday on Sirius NASCAR Radio that officials decided it was an intentional act by Chase in our opinion, in our view after reviewing all of the available resources. In accordance with the Member Code of Conduct portion of the regulations, NASCAR suspended Elliott. In that part, one of the rules is removing another competitor from championship contention in a dangerous manner when not racing for position based on the available evidence and specific circumstances of the incident. So what does the suspension mean for Elliott? Hendrick Motorsports had to ask NASCAR for a waiver because Elliott had already missed 6 races this season in order for Elliott to be eligible for the playoffs, and the series approved it. In order to qualify for the postseason, drivers would typically need to compete in every race, but NASCAR can make exceptions for injury or other reasons. Hendrick Motorsports said in their statement Tuesday that the team will submit another formal request for a playoff waiver for Elliott following the suspension. 16 drivers make the 10-race Cup Series playoffs, and a win in any of the 26 regular season races would clinch a playoff berth unless there are more than 16 winners, in which case points would be the determining factor. Drivers can also point their way into the playoffs if fewer than 16 winners exist. Because Elliott has missed so many races, he would almost certainly fail to rank in the top 16 points. After serving his suspension, Elliott would return on June 11th for the road course race at Sonoma Raceway. Including Sonoma, Elliott would have 11 races to reach victory lane. So what did Hamlin say before the suspension was handed down? Hamlin said Tuesday on his podcast, Actions Detrimental, that the act by Elliott was deliberate payback for earlier contact between the two. There's no explanation that he could possibly give, which he didn't have a reason for hanging left. "You know, he obviously didn't want to admit it," he said. To support his claims, Hamlin posted screenshots of Elliott's car data on Twitter on Monday night. This data was taken into account by NASCAR when evaluating whether Elliott's actions were deliberate. Hamlin explained that he pointed out in the data I tweeted that once he got into the wall, there was nothing wrong with his car. He's turned the wheel back straight like he was going down the straightaway, and you can tell by the data whether you've got toe link damage or not. Everyone hits the wall, but he threw a hissy fit, and he just hung the left on us in the most dangerous part of the racetrack that you possibly could, and it ended my day and his. Elliott, the son of NASCAR Hall of Famer Bill Elliott, has been racing since he was a child. He has proven himself to be an excellent driver, having won the 2020 NASCAR Cup Series championship and several other prestigious titles. Elliott's loss could impact TV ratings and attendance this weekend. He is the fan-voted most popular driver in the past 5 years. The sports TV ratings took a nosedive after Elliott broke his leg in a snowboarding incident. Elliott had surgery on his left leg in Colorado almost immediately following his accident, and he then spent March and early April rehabilitating in Colorado, as well as his native Dawsonville, Georgia. Elliott will most certainly need to win his first race of the season when he returns from suspension to have any chance at making the playoffs. Moving forward, it will be interesting to see how Elliott and his team handle this suspension. While it may be a bump in the road, Elliott is still in the running for the championship and has a chance to redeem himself. It will be exciting to see how this story plays out in the coming weeks. Do you think Elliott's suspension is fair? Make sure to let us know your thoughts down below. Subscribe to the channel as a sacrifice to the gods of the algorithm. Thanks for watching.